Hi guys, and welcome to this second lesson in recording yourself for drummers. Today we're going to look at what equipment you're going to need to basically be able to go forward with this course and get the most out of recording yourself. Believe me, it's not very much, so don't panic. We're going to look at where to position your microphone or your phone if you're just using a phone to get the most balanced sound from your drums, because what we don't want is to just be able to hear one drum. When we're trying to analyse our own playing, if we can just hear bass drum, for example, that's not really ideal. We want to be able to hear a good balance of all the different elements of the drum kit. And then we're going to look at a pair of free digital audio workstations which you can download on your smartphone. And we're going to cover both Android and iOS. So if you've got an iPhone, you've got an option, and if you've got an Android phone, you've also got an option. To clarify guys, if you've already got a fairly decent studio setup with microphones and a digital audio workstation on your PC or Mac, then you probably already know how to record yourself. This is focusing more on people who haven't recorded themselves before and want to get started doing so. The way I'm going to record my drums today, at least in this portion of the lesson, is with a very basic USB condenser mic. So this mic is the AT2020, and this version comes with a lightning cable, so I can connect it directly to my phone. You don't necessarily need something like this. There are quite a few of these on the market these days from different brands. I think Rode have a similar thing where you can just plug it straight into your phone, but you can just use your phone if you don't have something like this. These retail for about £150, something along those lines, and if you're serious about getting into recording yourself, I'd maybe recommend getting one because it gives a really balanced sound from the drums. It's a condenser mic, and the whole point of a condenser mic is that it picks up a wide spectrum of sound. But you can just use your phone. So let's talk a little bit about where we want to place the mic and what we want to try and avoid. So if you place your phone or your microphone, let's say too close to the bass drum, you're obviously going to get quite a boomy sound, and you're going to hear more bass drum than anything else. And if you're playing a groove, let's say, that's very dependent on bass drum notes, and you want to analyse your bass drum, that might be a good idea. However, it might not. If you aren't recording yourself with a DAW, and you're not necessarily playing along to something, you don't need headphones, you can put your phone anywhere in the room to get an even more balanced sound than the one that you've just got. Experiment. Each different room has a different acoustic. Obviously, if you're in a small room, you haven't got many options. If you're in a bigger room, you've got more options. Just experiment with your room and with your specific recording device, whether that's a phone or a microphone. If you are recording with a DAW, we need to look at which DAWs we can use depending on the device that we're recording from. So there's two that I would recommend. If you've got an Android, you're slightly more limited, and I would recommend a software called N-Track Studio. It's a basic digital audio workstation, but it does everything you want it to do. So it's got a rhythmic grid, which is basically, for the purposes of this course, what we need it for. We need to be able to record a track, be able to zoom in and see exactly where each beat and each subdivision of that beat is within that grid, to see if we're hitting it dead on or if we're slightly early or slightly late. You can use N-Track on iOS as well, so if you just prefer that interface to GarageBand, then go ahead and use that. However, if you want to try a different iOS software that's designed specifically for iPhone, you can check out GarageBand, which is Apple's own free digital audio workstation. And again, it's a really great, considering it's a free software, it's incredible. And the feature we need is to be able to record an audio track and see within the rhythmic grid where our waveforms are lining up. We're not going to talk today about how to set up your recording project because that's going to come in a future lesson. I just wanted to recommend those programs for you, that software for you, so then you've got it and you're ready to go.